What's going on, everyone? One setup for life. Absolutely banking here today. Headshotting the high of the day in NASDAQ, exiting perfectly on the swing high. Watch me trade live with my group from the pre-market analysis all the way to the end of the trade, as well as a market review, so that you can understand exactly why I took the trade, so that you can start doing the same. Enjoy. All right, 15-minute chart. Our sell side here below, buy side here above. And we'll see which one they take first here at 9:30. Let me see here. Yeah, there's no information there I want to work with. That's fine. All right, so now dropping down to our 5-minute chart. So same sell side, same buy side here. Before I go long, what I would prefer to see, this is a little too much of a bull flag for me. I don't want to see them drop it first. And then after they drop it, then potentially scope hunt long setups off that. All right, so rather a large opening range gap here, about 180 points. No, even more, I'm missing. We opened here. Yeah, it's about a 196 point gap. So I initially want to give the market the opportunity to work into that gap here in the first 30 minutes of trading, build in a discount. Like I said, we're just in too much of a premium here for me to want to buy. And I'm not saying it's a premium that like it can't keep going higher, because obviously, right, it's not a premium if we're going to be above here, right, above the swing high eventually. But where we're at in the daily range is too expensive for me. What I mean by that? Well, if you look at here, I'd be buying at the highest point of the daily range. For me personally, like I just don't see that as a quality entry, which is why I said I want to see the market drop first. Provide some measure of discount, sell side run, because then that'd be easy to go in there, scoop up those retail sell stops, and then rake them across the coals. That would be really easy to trade. And they can still blow out the buy stops here, and I wouldn't feel anything about missing that price run. Oh, and then the other draw liquidity, let me share that with you guys here. Let me see what tab, oh, there we go, perfect. All right. So other draw above market price, there's two things I'm watching here. We have the buy side that I took your attention to here. We also have this end dog up here from Wednesday. So this is my ultimate draw liquidity for today. Opening range gap, we're now into that. Do have your quadrants. Labeling that for those of you guys that are new, I want to show you guys what that means when I say have your quadrants on here. This is what I mean here. So generally, first 30 minutes of trading, this gap is our drawn liquidity. That's why I wasn't really in a hurry to chase it long. I think retail's going to take that bait. Not that you couldn't scalp it, but likely to pull back into that range. So what I look for now is going to be the upper quadrant and then potentially midpoint, and see if they want to trade to that. If we're really bullish, ideally the market will stay in the upper half here. All right, watching this little fair value gap here. And when I say watching that fair value gap, if we're going to keep dropping a little more, then we'll respect that gap there. If we have priced in the low and we're going to go higher, then we'll likely overtake that gap. So that's what I'm watching right now. I want to see if this can act as a bullish order block in here. These two consecutive down close candles, I'm watching that right now. I want to see, do we get a response off that? Yeah, I'm going to go and take a stab long here inside this order block here. All right, gonna have tight risk on the trade here. Closed above this down close candle. Want to see the market rip from here. All right, I'm looking for 63 as a draw liquidity. All right, really tight risk on the trade here. So stops below this down close candle here. Yeah, that's going to reach for the stop. Get within a tick of the stop loss there. All right, getting some good feedback on the trade here. Really like how we got a close above this SIBI here. Strong close above that is exactly what you want to see. The buy side is now here. I want to see them really run through that and make a run for that limit order I have here. Risk is reduced to here. So basically no risk on the trade anymore. We need to get above this high quickly and snap up into that limit order if it's going to be good. All right, so the markets are still pretty decoupled. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock in 550 bucks here today. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. There's the limit order. Pay the trader. End dog in the bag. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. When you have a drawn liquidity, you know what you're looking for. New day and new week opening gaps are absolutely phenomenal. One thing I want you guys to study, and I'm going to teach you guys all my models. I have a lot of different models that I'm able to use. I have a really deep repertoire. That's what hours of studying like a fucking animal will get you. But I have a really deep repertoire. I have a lot of things in my arsenal that I can pull out and just slaughter the NASDAQ with. One of them is new day and new week opening gaps. If you see the market is within 20 to 30 points of a new day or a new week opening gap, sell side's been taken, breakaway gaps like I teach you guys to look for, and you see a new day opening gap in close proximity, that is just such an easy lay it in your lap trade. And those are those grocery getter trades. Those are those bread and butter setups that are happening all day long. And you don't even need to get long and hold for the entire range. You can just get in and get paid. And those setups are happening all day long consistently. And then here is the executions here. So sell side run, bullish order block here. This candle traded into the order block, which makes it a propulsion block. So I'm buying inside the propulsion block here. Stop goes below it. Gets a little close, maybe sweat it a little bit, but then buy side, and then end dog for a beautiful high of day exit, which I'm sure is not random. It's not random that we're buying the low candles and selling the high candles.